your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You can just almost see the shine off of the roads that are probably slick and iced over. That's Neal Street here in Champaign. And some of the roads you can see still have snow on them. So definitely be careful tonight. Be careful tomorrow morning as temperatures stay chilly. The good news is the snow is coming to an end. It is now cleared off into Indiana, but the skies are clearing, and now the temperatures are dropping. We're down to 15. Look at this number, though. It's the wind chill. It feels like 0 right now in Champaign and Mattoon. School forecast. This is a no-brainer. I haven't done this. We're grading that one in an F, an absolute F for the morning tomorrow. We'll talk about when things eventually warm up, because only 20 on the way home. We've got team coverage. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
It's going to get really cold here after the storm goes through.
And that means ice on the roads tonight, but problems for drivers started long before that.
It's kind of hard to believe. It's senseless.
One man is dead after a weekend shooting, and neighbors say they're still in shock.
The wintry weather canceled some Veterans Day events, but it didn't stop all celebrations.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
The snow may be finished, but that doesn't mean winter's early visit is over. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The snow not only made it difficult to see today, it turned everything into a slippery mess. Tow companies in Champaign-Urbana were sent out on more than 300 calls today. But snow is not the problem tonight. WCIA 3's Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy in our tracking center. Kevin, we're now in for a deep freeze.
Oh, you ain't kidding. It's already started here tonight. Unseasonably cold. I mean, this type of cold we don't typically get. Tomorrow morning's temperature expected to be 9 degrees. Now, the normal temperature should be around 34 for the low. We're going to be at 9. But it's not that number that may be so alarming. It's this one, the wind chill. This is what it will feel like in the morning at about 6 a.m. 5 below 0. Definitely take your time. Things are iced over out there and only getting colder as we go throughout tonight. We'll have more with your forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
Bundle up, that's for sure. All right, Kevin, thanks. With the weather being so frigid, shelters kept their doors open longer today to help people escape the cold. See You at Home Men's Shelter in Champaign usually closes around 7 a.m., but today there were warming hours throughout the day. Other people were warming up at the Daily Bread Soup Kitchen for lunch. They opened an hour earlier than normal. As wintry weather pushed through central Illinois, traffic problems followed close behind.
That's right. Slick roads led to crashes, and drivers had to be extra careful navigating through the snow. At one point, eastbound lanes of I-74 at the Cunningham exit in Urbana were shut down. As you can see here from our Sky 3 drone, there were several crashes. Everything is now open. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in Champaign. Jennifer, you spoke to several people who were impacted by the weather.
Paul, I certainly did. Okay, so check this out. This is probably a familiar scene for many people here in central Illinois. Snow caked on the windshields, covering the roadways, and many of those cars ended up in ditches. This weather affected daily commuters, delivery drivers, snowplow workers, and today I talked to some of them to see how they were navigating through the mess that this weather caused.
It's Illinois, so we'll wait and see what happens.
People shuffled through a blanket of snow that covered the ground, and one after another, vehicles slid off the roads, even backing up traffic and shutting down I-74. As the snow continued to fall on central Illinois, some chose to stay inside and have other people do the driving for them.
We're paying attention to the road conditions, and we're listening to the police reports, making sure that, if there's any closures.
Walmart grocery delivery drivers kept busy.
Basic essentials, bread, water, milk, eggs, but we're pushing out a lot of orders today for those.
People called in to stock up on what they need to avoid running errands themselves.
All of our drivers are taking heed to my warning about leaving early, giving themselves that extra time, and just making sure we make it to the customer's house safe.
Meanwhile, on Veterans Day, a federal holiday, city workers had the day off, but snowplow drivers with Urbana Public Works were asked to come into work to clear the roads.
And how many workers did you have to call in?
We've got 6 in right now. We've got another crew coming in at midnight. We're Been salting most of the day.
They're preparing for roads to become iced over as temperatures are expected to drop.
It's going to get really cold here after the storm goes through, so we're going to try to get as much cleaned up as we can.
As you at home deal with this severe weather, don't forget that you can download the WCIA 3 weather app for the latest information. Here we post information on the radar, full forecasts, and you'll find school closures on this as well. And it's completely free, so make sure you download that because our weather team works hard to make sure to post the latest information on severe weather on that app. Live in Champaign, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Some good advice, Jennifer. Thanks. Well, the snow also made it more difficult for emergency responders to do their jobs. Carle Hospital's Air Life helicopter was grounded for several hours because of severe weather conditions that made it unsafe to fly. It was back up and running as of 9 o'clock tonight. Roads weren't the only things that were slick today, so were runways. A passenger of an airplane landing at O'Hare took this video. Shortly after it touched down in Chicago, the plane went sliding off the runway because of icy conditions. Hundreds of flights in and out of the airport were canceled today, including all flights to and from Willard. We have a follow-up now from Vermilion County. Police are investigating after a man was hurt and another was found shot dead after an attempted robbery.
This happened in Danville on Hazel near Fairchild just after 11 o'clock last night. Police are looking for up to 3 suspects. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is live in our newsroom. Emily, you talked to people in that neighborhood today. What did they tell you?
Jessica, they told me the 20-year-old victim was a graduate of Danville High School. The coroner has not released his name yet, but neighbors told me it's tragic he died so young. Sunday night, police were called to Sacred Heart Hospital in Danville in response to a 23-year-old shooting victim. He told police 3 men came into his home on Hazel Street and tried to rob him. He ran, but as he did, they shot at him. When police went back to the home to look for suspects, they found a 20-year-old man inside, shot dead.
It's kind of hard to believe. It's senseless.
Stephen Williams just moved back to Danville from Boston. He says he's hearing about more crime here than he did back in Massachusetts.
Something needs to be done. Just way too many shootings for a town of this size.
A few doors down, we met Yvonne Romero. Her mom was awake when this happened.
She heard a lot of crying. And then she peeked out the window. She saw people on the streets, hugging each other and crying.
She pointed us to where it happened. The rental property still had a piece of crime scene tape tied to the post. Romero says she went to Danville High School with the man who died.
So it's been happening a lot lately. And so it's really shocking to hear that, these young kids that just graduated are just passing.
Williams' son also called the victim his classmate.
He was a good kid, and you don't expect it. So it's just sad.
That could be your brother or your sister, and you just scared that you see them one day, and it's like the next day you don't know if they're going to be there.
There's no word on the suspects yet. We will keep you updated as we learn more about this investigation. And as always, if you have any information yourself, call Danville Police or Vermilion County Crime Stoppers. Those phone numbers are both on our website. Live in the newsroom, Emily Braun, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Emily, thank you for that report. We have an update from yesterday. A furnace fire may be behind a house explosion in Champaign. It happened near Lindsay and Goldfinch Roads. We've learned it could have been caused by a man trying to light his furnace. He was flown to a Springfield hospital for burns. No word on his condition as of tonight. A hot spot rekindled this morning, and crews were there to put it out.
Hundreds of thousands of veterans live in Illinois. How the state thanked them today.
Plus, some people start their morning off with coffee and the newspaper. Why that won't be the case for one day of the week.
And the wins keep coming for Illinois football. What 2 players found out this week.